Welcome to Sen TV. I'm your host today, Tanzil Burde. In today's show, we have four great candidates who will take us through a great journey to Oman. You will know about five things in Oman, which are their geographic factors, Omani culture, Omani business factors, Omani economic factors, and last but not the least, their effective intercultural factors. Hamza, tell us about Oman's geographic factors.
Assalamu alaikum. Oman is located in the Middle East between the United Arab Emirates, Yemen, and Saudi Arabia. Oman also faces the Gulf of Oman, which is part of the Arabian Sea, which is actually part of the Indian Ocean.
Oh, that's great. What does the Oman flag represent?
First of all, the flag of Oman was officially adopted on April 25th of 1995. Colors of the flag are symbolic: white, red, and green. Green represented fertility, white represented peace, and this shade of red is common on many regional flags. The national emblem, a khanjar dagger, is displayed upper left of the flag, as we can see here. The dagger and sheath are superimposed on two crossed swords and scabbards.
Okay, so for any tourist or business person,
Yeah.
what kind of climate should they expect?
Usually, the weather in Oman is the temperature in Oman is very high for its location. So there's a lot of high humidity, and the temperature is always high. Except for the winter, it's gonna be like 15 to 20 degrees.
Alright. So Oman is made of governance, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
How many governments does Oman have?
Oman has 11 governments, which is Dakhiliya, Dhahira, Al-Batina, North, Al-Batina South, Al-Buraymi, Al-Wasta, والشرقية North, الشرقية South, وظفر, ومسقط, which is the capital, and Musaddam.
Alright, tell us more about the capital city of Oman, which is Muscat.
Muscat, the capital of Oman, located in the northwest of the country, with a population of 797,000 as of 2016. The number of the major city in Oman. Say Muscat, Oman comes in second with a population of 237,816, which is located in the capital. Last but not least, Salalah, located in the government of Dhofar with a population of 163,140.
And what is the current population and lifespan in Oman?
The latest study of 2016 shows the population of 4.425 million. Average lifespan in the study of 2015 was 77.32 years. And in 2015 also, the studies shows the current average age is 29 years old.
Alright, could you brief us on the country's main political party?
Okay. Oman is actually a sultanate, so the ruler in Oman is Qaboos bin Saeed Al Saeed. Okay, there is no national legislation, but the Council of Oman debates policy and was given some power in October 2011. It comprises the 48-member Majlis al-Shura, which is a consultative council, and the Majlis al-Dawla, which is state council, whose members were appointed in November 2007. The Sultanate of Oman, with their political views and rules, Oman was always politically stable.
Okay, how does the international trade and international investment function in Oman?
Okay, as Oman rises through, there is control of the Sultanate as whole. It's a consultative council which have power of ruling there, and the state council of most of the international trade and investment. Oman being one of the few countries that produce and sell oil requires a general control all the time.
Okay, for my last question,
Yeah.
what are Oman's diplomatic relationships with other countries around the world?
Okay, before Sultan Qaboos Saeed bin Saeed took power in Oman, Oman was always has limited contacts with the other countries in the world. After Sultan Qaboos started ruling Oman, for example, trade between China and Oman started growing rapidly. You can hear about Oman in every political event or any economical event or anything.
Alright, thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay, let's move on to the social factors. Mr. Gurjeet, please tell us about the roles about both the genders in politics, business, and at home in Oman?
Firstly, good morning to all of. Now I'm going to present the Oman's culture with the business and the roles of men at home and women's. And mainly the men are doing the most of the work at the homes, and because they have more duties like shopping, pay bill, and other works. On the other hand, the women are just playing with their children and they doing the household works. Many women are not dealing with the business. Most of them business are held by the men's, and moreover there are some laws linked by the women's like marriage and divorce.
Okay. Is there any sort of discrimination in Oman as a whole?
Generally, Omanis are very tolerant and they are very friendly, but I find some discrimination about them, like they have some limits for the women's to their rights of like they cannot divorce or something like that.
Alright, and how does the medical in Oman work?
According to the World Health Organization, Oman ranked 8th in 190 parts of it, and most of them are resident are appreciating the health business because they most of the providing the government free faculty. For it is 90% free doctor faculty, and for the refugees you can see that they can apply their own cost for their medicals, and moreover they can be involved in the government medical facility by implement some small cost.
Okay, we know that it is a very essential part in any person's life to have physical and financial security. Explain to us how that works in Oman.
In 1991, they found a rule which is implemented in 1992, by which they provide the monthly pay for the old men with the age of 60, and for the women it is a 55 age with a 120 month of pay contribution in the case of women. Furthermore, for these funds, government collect 2% of their salaries.
Okay, and how does a marriage or divorce work in Oman?
Normally, the Omani families are larger in size. They have 7 to 8 children, and vast of the families are yet regulated in the rural territories, and family with the litter with the 2 or 3 children. At the case of when the main person, like the grandfather or the father of the family, is going to old, then the person who is the child is coming, new generation can hold the family and contribute their responsibility for the next.
Okay, could you tell us ways in which social and economic factors is identified in Oman?
Yeah, and generally the Omani men wear dasha, which is like a full length robe with the full sleeves and necklace collars. Like my friends wearing also dasha is representing the Omans. So for few events like women's are decorated with the jewelries, which is famously by the neck and the earrings, like that stuff.
Alright. And what is the national language spoken in Oman and major dialects in Oman?
The native language of Oman is Arabic, which is also official language at Oman, and it is variable by the neighbors of can be varieties, and the dialects are contrasted by their regions and the areas, which is also we can see in the other countries too. Numerous Omanis likewise they communicate in English and the Urdu and the different Indian tongues. The English language start out in the school from the 4th grade to the next coming, and most of them the municipal signs are also presenting in the English. There is one interesting fact: the most of the direction of the Sultan Qaboos University is in English.
Okay, and is education important in Oman?
Education is important in Oman, but is not forced by the Omani, because they have just there is a 6-year basic education, similar concept as Western primary schools. So it is not forced by the government. So it is the own will that he want to learn education or not. Moreover, it is providing the free education for the first levels, for the first 3 levels, and private guards are moving their homes to teach the student for their lessons, and the education's home for private supplement, like you can see that like tuitions.
And last question, are Omanis welcoming to foreigners as visitors and business people?
Yeah, Omanis are very friendly for and trade. That's why they are welcome for the all trades. especially the sultans, his management. But he required a permit for the businessmen. That is the main cause. Otherwise, they are very friendly.
Alright, let's move on to Steve to tell us more about the economic factors in Oman.
Hi everyone, like my partner introduced before me, today we're going to talk about Oman. First of all, the important thing we need to know is that Oman is an important country based on strategic position and its multiculturalism. We can know that in Oman you can have three types of people: Arabic, Baluchi, and Jabali. And its multiculturalism is a big part of Oman because it helps them to deal with that country and talk the different language. Secondly, based on that diversity, Oman has developed the tourism sector. Like you can have hotel, restaurant, infrastructure. There you can find we propose them different food. All of them are local food. What is the one important thing that Oman introduced in the society is the difference between other Arabic countries. We know that the place of women in Arabic countries is very behind in society. So Oman have give them the power to choose, decide, and be in front of the economic decision. That's we can see in the economic evolution that when the women introduce the sector, the economic sector, Oman have grow economic. The economy of Oman grow. And finally, like many other countries, Oman has with the colonization of Western countries like Portuguese, England. And recent year, he has the revolution orchestrated by his son, Kabal bin al-Said, to his father, from the power. So that event made population of Oman very afraid of people, of Occidental people. So, and with the recent war around the country, he make them very reserved when they see different people.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Steve. Finally, we have our team leader from Oman, Mr. Faiz Jamal. He is going to tell us more about how business in Oman works and how to effectively negotiate in Oman and with other countries doing business with Oman, most importantly, Canada.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much. Well, Oman, as we have heard, is a very beautiful country, and from my previous members, and is also a very resourceful country.
Okay, every country has a way of doing business and has its dominant values. Tell us more about Oman's dominant business value.
The main leading businesses in Oman are oil and gas industries, specifically crude, oil production, and reefing like liquefied natural gas production. Cement, construction, copper, optic fiber are some other business in Oman. Moreover, agriculture is also another product in Oman, such as lime, bananas, cattle are also gradually rising. Additionally, Oman is very rich in resources like lime, copper, marble, and gypsum.
Alright, what are the acceptable ways in which you can talk and present yourself in Oman?
Generally, like any place in the world, Omanis do exchange business cards when they meet, and they also offer their business with both their hands. It is a gesture, behavior, and verbal expression which is one of the acceptable ways to speak in Oman. Furthermore, Oman is the most open-minded and tolerant nation.
Okay, I believe Oman has a strict Muslim culture that makes it different to communicate with people around you. Give us brief ways in which Omanis communicate.
Oman has a standing distance less than an arm's length. The distance is greater between men and women. Similarly, touching between men and women is also forbidden in public places. It is common to see that men holding women's hands is not common in any Muslim culture.
Alright, how do companies show social responsibility by giving back to society and community?
Omani companies started to give opportunity for Omanis at workplace. Therefore, now they gradually replace foreign workers with Omani workers. That shows a lot of intellect that has come into Oman. Moreover, they provide many job opportunities for women even in the ministry level.
Alright, Mr. Faiz, let's move on to effective intercultural negotiations in Oman. Take us through on how that works. are Canadian negotiation practices different from Oman?
Compared to the way Canadians do business, Omanis have a very different way in doing their business. Canadians are very direct in the way they do business. Omanis, on the other hand, do not do business directly as Canadians do. There's a lot of negotiations, a lot of meetings that happen before they actually sit down and come to a real agreement as a business deal. Negotiation generally follows a win or lose attitude. Be prepared to come down in both price and terms. Do not set your initial price so high that in the ending it makes it very hard to come to a final agreement.
Right. When Canada and Oman sit on table to negotiate, who will negotiate for the respective countries?
For the North American side, we know that it's NAFTA, which stands for the North American Free Trade Agreement, and for Oman, it is the Gulf Cooperation Council. The council, which incorporates of Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, and Oman. The GCC was established in 1981 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Alright. What is a win-win agreement between Oman and Canada?
A win-win agreement between Oman and Canada is a Sohar smelter. Sohar Smelter is an aluminium company that was established in 2008 and went to full-fledged in 2009. The smelter plant consists of carbon plant and a casting facility. It is one of the biggest manufacturing company in the Middle East that manufactures aluminium and casts. This is beneficial to both countries because the plant enables to create local employment in Oman, and the living style becomes much better for any Omani living there because there's income for every family. The aluminium is therefore imported into Canada and taken and sold here, and Omani can also sell it locally in the Middle East.
And how are the win-win agreements met?
Okay, negotiating in Oman, as I said, is very difficult. The flow of meetings and document paths to effect successful negotiation and agreements are as follows. Make multiple offers simultaneously. Make sure that when you go to the meeting, as I said previously, don't put your price too high. If you put your price too high, the Omani Council will not sit and negotiate. Include a matching right to the Canadian Council. Try a contingent agreement. Negotiate damages upfront. Make sure if there's any mishaps in the future, it is already negotiated before you make the agreement. Search for the post-settlements before you sign an agreement.
Alright, the last question for you, Mr. Faiz. Is signed agreement a final agreement between the two countries?
Typically not, because in any business agreement, there's always terms that comes up at the end of the day where there were agreements before and now it's coming, we can't agree to each other. So what we have to do is compromise with each other, make certain agreements later on, and make amendments on the contract, but make sure everything goes towards the mandate of the agreement.
Alright, thank you Mr. Faiz Jamal. That's it from San TV. I want to thank all the viewers for tuning into our country documentary today. Until next time, it is goodbye from us. Finally, I would like Hamza to bid the show farewell in Oman culture.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن شاء الله تكونوا انبسطتوا معنا.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.